I need a knife. Good evening and welcome to, like we would call, 5-star after dark. It's not dark yet though, which is kind of cool. It is 7:30 though, and we've been closed for an hour and a half. It's just one of those things where I got too much stuff I need to get done and not enough time to do it. And so the Mercedes is still here. It's actually in really good shape. We're going to come in tomorrow morning and tune it, which is what I like to do. There is one thing to see. So we ended up getting the right mid base going to the floor, which was the match series, and they bolted right in and they look sexy. But the one thing, every now and then it's just like the one thing that looks pretty cool. If I can get this to open. It's not going to open. All right, hang on. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, key fob works. So we had to come up with some place to mount the amp. There's really no good places to mount it where it's actually serviceable, because Mercedes-Benz does a really good job of like tucking everything away. I mean, even for them to service their own car, it's a goddamn nightmare. If you saw yesterday, I mean, you got to take the seats out to get to the radio brain. Like, how stupid is that? So, hey, that's why they charge you $200 an hour, and it's like 1,000 hours to do anything, because it's next to impossible. So let's look at the boot of the car. And the first thought was to go behind this panel here, because to get to that, it's fairly simple. There's just a bunch of, like, the floor has to come out, the seat has to go forward, the seat belt here has to come out, and there's two of the little tie-down things, and then you can get to that. So 20 minutes you could get to the amplifier. The boot, right? Kicker, sub. Okay, so in here, this is the USB that's going to get tucked up in here right now. It's just sitting here for the amplifier. Actually, I don't need to put that on because I'm going to take it off tomorrow morning. So the next spot is somewhere in the floor, right? Because this is a good area to mount things, but unfortunately, like for here, this little pull thing, when you're in a 6-seater mode, is designed to go into here, which it still can. However, this is the Arc Audio Blackbird, all right? And so what we came up with is you pull these 4 screws, the amplifier comes out just like a cartridge out of an old video game system, so this just lifts right out, and you can do whatever you need to do. If you need to replace it, if you need to service it, if you need to get to the amplifier for whatever reason, 4 screws, slides right out, done deal. All the wire is tech flexed up, so power wire comes over this side, signal wire comes up that side because the radio is located up underneath that seat, and there's a T-harness for it, which is fantastic, like really nice T-harness. But so we made this out of acrylic. It's like 200 pieces of acrylic. It was ridiculous, but this allows us to get to the amplifier, and of course the vents are here on top. This whole chamber here, for those of you going, heat, this whole chamber, believe it or not, there is nothing here at all. So the original thought was we'd just set them flat on the floor, but we only have one. And to get this piece out, you have to pull out this side and this side, so you're looking at like 40 minutes to an hour of labor just to get to service the amplifier, which is like, so there we go. Boom, right here. And there you go. That's it. So you can get to it fairly efficiently. Yeah, so we'll see how it does. So how it's running in this particular vehicle is we're kind of mimicking what the factory does. So this is the base model. That's why it wouldn't open. This is the base model, and keep hitting lock. And so what you have is this tweeter and this mid are on channels 1. Same thing over there. That's channel 2, 3. This is 3, 4, and then 5 went to that one subwoofer that was in the floor. So now how we have it is still 1 through 4. However, I'm sorry, these are still 1 and 2, but that's 3 and 4, and this is 5 and 6. And then we bridged the subwoofer in the back here to 7 and 8. So perfect little amount of sub. So that Blackbird is powering the whole system. This is pretty cool, right? Don't know how it sounds yet, because all we've done today was get the polarity straightened out, the channels straightened out, make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to do, so when we come in tomorrow, everything is perfect. I was going to stay and tune it, but I do have other work I need to do while I'm here, which brings me to the next thing that we have. I like that, the floor sub. That's funny. So I have a box I have to grab. Give me 1 second. All right, so there's this thing called the CMA, Canadian Mobile Audio Show, something. Anyways, it's in Canada. It's in like 3.5 weeks. I'm gonna be there doing some trainings on a bunch of things. One of them is wiring. And so the company that brings me up there is a company called Automobility, which is Automob for short. And they are Canada's, they're Memphis, Canada. They're also Rockford, Canada, and Electromedia Canada. Similar to here, we have Electromedia USA, Memphis USA, Rockford USA. They're the company that runs the Canadian division of that. So last year I made an amp rack with a bunch of Rockford stuff. Hello. This year I'm going to do an amp rack with some Memphis stuff, just to kind of spread the love around. So I have some boxes of stuff that I have yet to figure out. Whoa, that's heavy. Holy crap, that is really heavy. Ooh, what that must be wire. DSP. And so, RCAs. Ooh, power distribution block, one of my favorites. And more RCAs. So anyways, we got a bunch of this stuff here that we need to make look cool on an amp rack. So I'd love to review this stuff, but I just don't have time. So this is the PRX 500.4 little tiny cute 4-channel. Ooh, look at that, how special. That's cool. So this is small. I'm assuming it lights up like this. All right, so that would be our 4-channel amplifier that is going to run. There again, this is artwork. So just like the amp racks that sit in the background, these are the same thing. We're just building a really cool display for this product that we can put up for everyone to see while we're there. Plus, I could do PowerPoint, which is always cool to have pictures, but pictures are not as fun as when you can actually just point to something. And so this is the Memphis PRX 800.1 V2. Ooh. So these have remote turn on, DC offset, and audio selection. Has a switch right here on the side. That's really nice. That's, believe it or not, one of the most important things is this switch, because how many of you guys have ever hooked up an amplifier and you go to shut off the car, the subwoofer goes ham on your ass, and you're like, what the f is going on? That has to do with just the way the factory stereo is wired. The best way to get rid of that is to go to a dedicated turn on. However, amplifiers that just auto detect, meaning if they don't see something over the 12 volt, they just automatically switch to DC or signal sense. Those amplifiers, you now have to use an external high level to low level adapter, which sucks. So like on most some amplifiers now are putting this switch so that you can just then go find an external source to turn it on and off. So that's really quite cool. It's also nice because it gives you the option of those three things: signal, DC, as well as regular old 12 volt. It's really cool. I love that feature. High level, low level input, which is nice. And the other nice thing about that is this is your high level, low level input. I love that. I hate the little secondary plugs. I love being able to just switch the input. It just makes for a cleaner install as far as I'm concerned. There again, DC switch. High level, low level input, as well as 2-channel, 4-channel inputs, which is another one that's really nice. So that makes it really nice if you're gonna, let's say, use this 4-channel to power a front stage. And you only want, there again, it makes it easier because you just put a left and right into it, powers up all four if you're doing a boat or if you're doing a big loud system where this is just going to power like a whole bunch of tweeters. Makes things really easy to do it that way. And then the other thing here is the line out. So cool thing about that is usually this line output is a non-variable, meaning if you go front, go rear, it still has a signal because it's taking input from both inputs 1 and 2. The nice thing also is if you're using, let's say, like a Bluetooth adapter, you can run the Bluetooth adapter into 1, flick the switch. You can then take the output of this and go over to your sub amp, and now you've powered up all these amplifiers without the need for Y jacks or anything like that. That's also a really handy thing to do. So like if you have a side-by-side, or there again, you have an old classic car or something like that, you're not doing a DSP, you're just going to do a Bluetooth streamer. You can get them all when you have amplifiers like these that have those options. Now, the other thing that's cool too is this has an input and output as well. A lot of people look at that and they go, why would you need that in a sub amp? Why would you not need it on a sub amp? You could easily go to another sub amp if you needed to, which is kind of cool, or you can use this as your one input. So it gives you options as far as how you want to run your RCAs. But anyways, we have these two little amplifiers here, which is really cool. They're the same series. They're just a little, one's longer than the other, which is fine. And then we have the DSP, which, that sucks. I had a really cool idea for these, but I didn't know what I was getting, so I might not be able to do what I wanted to do. All right, let's take a look at the DSP, because the DSP does not match these, which is one of the reasons I have this idea that I want to do. But, all right, so we got the little, oh, that's cool. So the DSP has a little sticker on it. This is a great idea. Like, everything should give you the option to flip it one way or the other. That's kind of the bummer right here, is they don't do it on this, which kind of sucks. You have to run them one specific direction. It's all right, but the DSP you don't. It's just peel and stick any way you want. The other thing that's cool too is that you could also just fire up the laser and make new custom ones, but not everyone can do that. So this DSP looks to be 6 in. Yeah, 6 in, high or low. We have speaker or remote selector for the turn on. That's cool. Optical out if need be. And then you have, actually that's optical in. Yeah, so that's optical in. Why would you, yeah. And then 8 out. So this is a 6 to 8. Remote out. So you run the remote into this, or this generates a remote turn on. So if you have an aftermarket radio, you come into this and go out to your equipment. So it has a slight delay, which so you don't get a pop. Yeah, there you go. Little cute DSP. So everything's kind of small, which is nice. And I think this comes with a controller, which we won't be using. That's gonna get, it's gonna magically disappear. We're just gonna use the cable and then all the power cables. So it's neat. I might give it a, ooh, I like it. They use the printer cable USB for connection. Dude, you guys don't understand. Micro USB sucks. USB-C is nice until you get a bad cable and one side works and one side doesn't, but it's not the end of the world. But big printer cable, way to go. Oh, we got a little controller. How cute. All right, so we got this. We'll need this wire so that we can finish off the look of, remote. So we want to make sure we put that in. And all of this has to fit in my suitcase. Actually, this I'm going to try to ship. So the whole goal behind this is to get it done before, like this week. Working late a couple nights this week. It really doesn't give me a lot of time because... Oh, I lost my knife. Oh, that's why it's yellow, but I still lose it. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, all right. Very nice. Wow. All right, so we got some orange 0 gauge and ground. So we'll only need about that much, which is cool. Ooh, got orange power wire and a fuse holder, which we won't need, but that's okay. We'll need the power. We got plenty of ground. Cool. And then we got speaker wire. Oh, wow. Okay. So we got some speaker wire. What is this? 16 gauge speaker plus 20 gauge RGB. Oh yeah, this has the RGB wires. This is cool. I don't know if you guys have seen this stuff. We don't really have a lot of need for it, but if you're doing like RGB speakers where you have LEDs in them and you want to run wire to them, this is the wire for it. So let's strip off some of this. So we have the 2 wires here. These are your speaker wires right here. So this is that. And then these 4 wires here for your RGB. So you can just run this between all your stuff, and that way you don't have to run a bunch of nonsensical wire all over the place. You don't have to run a speaker and an RGB. Then we just have some regular speaker wire. It's very Halloweenish. It's cool. Just so happen to have some orange Tech Flex already from the other jobs we've done. I don't have 0 gauge or Tech Flex though, but I think it'll stretch because it is 4 gauge. So we're golden there. And then we got some RCAs, 3 foot, 3 foot, 3 foot. We might have to modify these slightly. They might not fit the way we want them to. But I like modifying RCAs. It's nice. So we got, this is a 3 footer, has the knuckle. I hate the knuckle. It's got the nice ends on it. Let's take it apart, see how they did these. Ooh, yeah, that makes them hard to modify. So what a lot of these guys are doing now is they're just filling the cavity up with plastic, rubber stuff. Which makes it nice because you don't have to worry about them falling apart, which is what would have happened in the past. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to worry about this thing getting all crappy. Knuckles, not a fan of knuckles, but you know, that's why we have sanders if we decide to use these. We got a bunch of those, but we got, which I'm excited about, which is the block. We did a whole review on this block because this is a pretty cool block. It's figure out how to use my knife here to get it open. Let's see, I heard stuff rolling around inside of it. It's this bag of ring terminals for the power and ground. So this has the 0 gauge input here on the back. It has the center 2 here, which are ground. The outside 2 here are power. And then you have a power and ground constant output located here. I love me some distribution blocks, man. Dude, Metro has a, yeah, coming. We'll talk about that more later because this to Memphis is today. So, has a place for a spare fuse located here in the top, and then 4 fuses of constant 12 volt output. So very nice. So we have this to add into it. So the whole thing is trying to get this to look cool and small, compact. There needs to be a theme to it. So for those of you guys that, I mean, hopefully most of you guys have seen these things by now. So like, you know, like this, it's all terminated at the ends. So it's purely artwork, sits in the background. And that's what we have to build for these guys for this. I had a really cool idea in my head, but I didn't know what amplifier I was gonna get. So I might have to hold that idea off until next time. Let's open these things up and see what they look like, because I still might be able to do it. I just don't know. I always pull the wrong ends off. Hope everyone had a wonderful day today. It is Tuesday. In case you were asking, Bobby pointed out that the Monday replay didn't go up when it was supposed to. Apparently my computer fell asleep and didn't finish the upload, which is fantastic. That or the power went out. And I normally check it in the morning, and for some reason this morning I didn't. Probably because I was up too late doing other things. Alright, end plate is off. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, yeah. Wow, okay. I don't need to see how this came apart. It's a clamshell design, so you can see the seams right here. So this whole top piece is designed to come off, which is kind of neat. Sorry about that. Apparently our internet is not doing as good as it's supposed to. So now it's coming up with an idea that suits these amplifiers, which I might have to think about tonight and come back at this tomorrow morning. We have some orange acrylic. Definitely be using some orange acrylic. We are in the Matrix. Yeah, no kidding, right? I saw the cat twice too. It might be cool to make these top pieces out of orange. Ooh. I think I need orange paint to do that. I'll have to see. But get this put back together. Somewhere around here was the box that I was going to use to ship this to them with, which was cool because it had the exact size piece that I needed for. Ooh. So this end is plastic, which is cool because I could put thermal nut certs inside of these holes because this goes in about a 1/2 inch, and I could just screw it in from underneath, which is cool so you don't actually see the screws. I like that idea, but let's grab a piece of cardboard. Hang on. We're gonna do some Chris Vera cardboard. When he laid out his latest system, I gave him all kinds of crap for it because I was like, whoa, cardboard, bro, really? But this piece of cardboard fits perfectly in the box we want to ship it in, which is important. So we do have it in orange. We have the wire ruler in orange. Yeah, that's actually, we started with 5 colors and then we finished with orange, green, and blue were the ones we wanted. Yeah, Dune looks cool. All right, so when you pop this off, you get to that. We need to do something with this, even if I lift it up and put orange underneath it, because it's just this. So yeah, it might look cool putting a piece of orange, like tracing this in orange, and then putting it in there underneath it. Ooh. We have 2 kinds of orange. We have clear orange, and then we have solid orange. This isn't going to be lit up, so the clear might not look as cool as the solid. So All right, well, we have something we can do there, which we need. The hard part will just be matching up these screws, making sure we have the right screws to bolt it down into place, but definitely gonna make new tops of some kind. There's always orange. Yeah, there's orange acrylic. I try to stock at least a sheet of every color. But orange, yeah. Gotta have orange. Team orange, man. All right, so this is the size of the amp rack that we have to work with. This or smaller, because this will fit in the box that we have. Perfect. Which is cool, right? Because we need to be able to ship it. Most of the time we build these things and we have no idea how the hell we're going to get it there, which kind of sucks. So the kicker is the DSP, because it doesn't match, which is going to drive me a tad bit crazy, just on principle. So, you know, almost want to paint it, just paint it black, but I know that will look like total crap. So, but we might be able to put an orange logo on. That'd still probably look terrible. But yeah, I don't know where this is going to go to have it make sense. So the 0 gauge is on top and I can't flip this. Might be getting a new logo on top of this. Never know. So the purpose of this is to make it look as cool as we can. So, right? It's I mean, do an orange acrylic design over the top of the DSP to bolt it down. Yeah. I mean, the reality is, you know, gonna have to think of something. Installer brain is working overtime. Yeah. So there again, there's a couple ideas here that I'm floating around. So this is the basic idea. Which I would probably have these line up. So, all right. So there's a 3-part system, and that's any installation has the 3-part system, and that is the most important thing. You have your power, you have your signal for input and output into the amplifier, so your signal RCAs. Then you have your output going off speaker wires. So that's what you always have to be thinking about when you're building something like this. So we have this guy here. Now we can put it like this, which I'm almost inclined to do, because I can run 0 gauge in through the top here, and that would display more of that 0 gauge, and I could put like a cool 5-star logo here, or who knows what I'd do there. But all my power wire could run across the bottom here, and that would be neat, right? And then I could have the signal wire come out and go this way. There again, the problem would be finding what I need to emphasize on. Okay, so speaker wire probably isn't the most important thing in this installation, although we want it to look cool. Don't know if I need to, you know, like, to me that orange power wire is pretty striking, and, you know, wire going off to the side here, though important, not the coolest part of the install, you know. or zip ties for them. There'll be no zip ties on this. Whereas the RCAs across the top here would be kind of cool, right? So we could move the RCAs across here and figure out how to do that, and then we could have the RCAs come in, put this up on a riser so that we can have the RCAs come, maybe the 5-star logo or whoever's logo would go here. Don't know. That would be a neat place for it. That way we could have the 0 gauge doing its thing. So this is kind of where I'm at. The other option would be just to make this just disappear and do, your standard thing. Maybe take this and mount it on the back and do a double layer. That's a thought, where you have RCAs and everything on the back side of it, and then you have power wire, speaker wire on this side of it. So there's that as an option, which might be pretty neat, doing that. So this could go like on the back side. I don't want to have this sitting like this, because it just doesn't look right to me. And I don't think it's just not going to, this isn't going to fit anywhere and make sense with this layout. So like this it just looks stupid. Cause these are the wrong, and I don't, cause I can always design this to be vertical or horizontal or anything I want. So, we can make new panels here that this looks right on. So that would be kind of cool. If we ended up putting them this way, I can just redesign this. I mean, not that this is bad. I think it looks cool, but who knows? Those are little tiny things that we can do to that. This may have to be redone. It just depends. But if we end up putting it like this, that kind of solves that problem. And then these will be on risers, some kind of a riser to make them look good. This will be on some kind of a riser to make it look good. But yeah, output. And the cool thing is so that logo, this thing, which there again, we might just remake this and make it orange. So if this is orange, this is orange, this is orange, I think it will hide this. Although we do have some flat black, so maybe we make a big flat black piece with an orange up the center of it, just to kind of bury this a little bit. That might look cool. And then this has an edge here, so maybe sand this down and put an orange piece here that says Memphis. It's going to be a lot of orange. So I want orange, I want some white. But yeah, as for the CMA, I vote DSP on front with amplifier. So you like this, and I like this too. I mean, this is practical, because the other thing you run into is that these displays that we build, you don't want to build it so silly that it no longer functions the way it's supposed to. So every amp rack we build has to have like a foot in reality. Like it has to be something that you can do. So this definitely is something that can be done in a car. It's pretty common. This could go on a floor, on a panel, not under a seat, that's for sure. Behind the seat, like a Chevy or an F-150, it's almost the right size for that. Probably a Dodge, but there again, there has to be some restrictions. Like we have to keep it a certain size so that it'll. But this is pretty big, so in there again, I can shrink it down some. I don't have to keep it this big. I could probably shave off 2 or 3 inches on the edge here, which I'll probably do just because I don't like it to be useless space. Then it makes all the products look small, which nobody wants their stuff to look small. Like everything needs to look as big as it can. And as this you're going to use those clear. Yeah, we're going to use a combination of things, but yeah, there'll definitely be. There may be a zip tie. I don't know. I have some new zip ties. They're not new in the sense it's still a zip tie. We used them on the Arc build that we just did that you may have seen. The cool thing is I got them from my buddy Ray at Sound Effects in Canada. Good guys out there. Not not sound effect. Yeah, FX sound. I think it's like FX sound. Anyways, Ray. And they're thin, so they're the same thickness as a 4-inch, which is cool. Mid price, high res, 5.25. Can you fit a 6.5 in the rear pockets of a Cadillac CTS coupe? I don't know what year, but I can tell you right now, Cadillac hasn't used a 5.25 in years, so it's gonna be a 6.5. Orange zip ties, no zip ties. I don't want to use orange zip ties. I think that'll look cheesy. Anyways, the one thing I need to look at is, do I need this plug? Because this plug is gigantic, and I think the only thing this plug does, remote out, ground, that sucks. What is this over here? VC, RGB out. Oh, so this has an RGB out. Oh, that's what that, oh wow, okay. So this controls colors. So this is going to be my power plug. We'll be depinning this for sure. What's up, Fro? 2011. Yeah, it's 2011. It's going to be a 6.5. And high res really doesn't matter. You get high res Alpine or Pioneers for like $50. So, are there any clear zip ties? There are clear zip ties, but they're not like glass clear. They're that weird plastic clear, but yeah, they do exist. Yeah, so we'll either be high leveling this or RCAs for this for this piece. I kind of want to be RCA, but there again, that's something I'll have to figure out in the mental. These are kind of cool. It'd be nice if I could remove this, although it's cool because it has a hole in there so that you can drill it into place and mount it. That's pretty neat. But anyways, yeah, I'll have to figure this out as far as like RCAs and stuff. That'll be my next project. All right, so I'm gonna ponder this. Crickets is really good depending on where you are. Cricketers. Oh yeah, Haley. I'm like, wait a minute. Cricketers is really good. Haley knows best. She does. Thoughts on ammo can 12-volt speakers? I mean, I've seen the ones that they make, which are pretty cool. Best place for fish and chips in Clearwater. I'm hungry. Cricketers, she's right. It's in Dunedin, over by the causeway. It is really good. Memphis is all about the LED life. Oh, I guess so. I didn't know that. Probably would have been cool if I'd have known that. I would have put LEDs in these, but my bad. Because it looks like these have blue lights that light up. This isn't going to have power. So, I'm sure the VIV amplifiers probably have colors that they can light these up. I'll just bag through this real quick and make sure I got Arturo. How about paracord? Yeah, and there again. I have orange. I have lots of orange paracord because we never used it on the last one. I gotta figure out where the heck I put it. I should probably order some more orange. Ooh. Oh, I have a Toslink cable. Oh, I think we should do Toslink. Yeah, this is left over from the Focal display we did. Because Toslink is just cool. And this is the mono price Toslink. Oh, this thing, because it's square, it's so sexy. Because it's real easy to make a cool mount to hold it in place. Yeah. The only problem is I don't know if and it's thick as shit. It's like an oversized 8 gauge. It's gigantic. Like, look at the size of that. It's so cool. The problem will be getting it to bend. Ooh. But I could put it underneath this. I can have it like run underneath it like this, because this will be up on a riser. Ooh, and I could build like a whole channel system. Oh, that sounds cool. Right? That sounds really cool. Like make a 1/2-inch floor, but have like, you know, like those plumber guys do with the water pipes now, and just have that. Ooh, I could do that. That would be neat. And then I wouldn't have to do any of this nonsense, and then I could just pin this plug, except for the 3 remote in, remote out, or 4, and then the rest of this crap can just come out. I can tech flex this up, because this is going to run directly into the distribution block here. I kind of like that. And then the only RCAs I'd have would be the 6 RCAs across the top. I could just leave this gray, and gray is fine. All right. So I have an idea. Planning things out, and then having the finished project in front of you. Best feeling. Oh, for sure. Write it down. You'll forget tomorrow morning. LOL. No, actually, you know, stuff like this. See, the problem is this will keep me up all night, because I'm just going to be thinking about how I want to run this. So, plus I'll have to go do some research on it to see what other things I'm not using, to make sure I have all the little doodads and woodymajiggers and all that crap hooked up properly. So the sub amp has a bass knob option, which I kind of like, but I get it. This is going to the controller. So this is, yeah, not a big fan of controllers. I don't like them. I think they're big and stupid. I like just knobs. I definitely don't trust my... Oh, no, don't worry. I'm going to free up tons of shit between now and tomorrow. The difference is stuff like this will keep me up. So, like, I knew last night I had to stay and finish the Mercedes amp rack, which I'll show you guys that just tuned in late. So this is the Mercedes GLE 450. And we got the appropriate mid bass for the floor. So Match made a set, which is really cool. Gladen makes a set also, but they're not available here in the US. We didn't have 2 weeks. But this has the Blackbird in it, and so we had to come up with a serviceable place for the Blackbird, and we talked about it at the opening of the show. Hang on, let me flip this around here. So we came up with this idea. So, ooh, I keep saying so. Anyways, this, we first thought here, put it here. It's too big to go here, which is hard to believe. Then we thought behind it, but then you have 20 minutes to get this panel off. So we ended up going here. So we came up with this mount. So there's these 4 screws, 2 here, 2 here, and this whole thing cartridge loads in. So this, you pull these 4 screws, it lifts out and it'll lay down. So like you can take this piece off here. There's 4 screws, it pops right off. Actually 2 screws, this whole thing pops right off. If you wanted to, otherwise you could just lay it anywhere in this area, because it's on an umbilical cord. But that allows us to fit this guy right here. Don't even really know what it is, but the ventilation is here. Heat rises, so the heat will all come up towards the top. And that's it. That's it. That's what we came up with, so that we can have it in a position that's easily serviceable. The USB for the DSP is just right here on the side. So tomorrow morning when we come in, we'll tune it, and then we'll tuck this guy up in here with a little twisty Velcro thing so that it will be out of our way. But yeah, so the amp fit there. But yes, indeed. All right, so the plan. Sorry I missed it all. It's okay. It's okay. That's why we redo these things. All right, so tonight we're all gonna go home and we're gonna think this through. So this is our mock-up amp board out of cardboard because this will fit in the box we have to ship it in. So it can be no bigger than this. The consensus right now is that we take these two small 4-channel monoblock and we move them here to the side like this. Power wire can come across the bottom and come into the power distribution block, which makes it really nice because we can do some really nice work with this shiny orange wire. I like it. Possibly Tosh link out that'll pass underneath the distribution block. So we'll build some kind of system here for all of this to sit on. Some form of like a logo will go here. That way we won't have to use any of these. And then we just have power and whatnot that'll come off and go into this, which is cool. So that'll be nice and clean and easy. We'll do some braided wire or put, I don't know, we'll figure it out. It'll just come up into here. And then remote will go out. Remote will follow and probably come along and then disappear with the Tosh link out this way. We can do some 0 gauge up in rainbow style like this, so we can see the nice big 0 gauge. Then we'll just have our RCAs out across here into the amplifiers, which is cool. And then little pieces of speaker wire will just come off and go in this way. So not a lot of excitement in the speaker wire side, but you know, whatever. I can tell by the box of goodies we have, the power wire, the RCAs are kind of the most important thing. So let's emphasize the things that they're excited about, and we'll go from there. So this is kind of the idea. This is the working idea, and we'll see where this takes us, right? So that's the thought. And I'm gonna let you guys go because this is getting long and it's dinner time because it's like 8:21 and I'm hungry. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye. Fernando's in his favorite spot.
What?
I said you're in your favorite spot.
Dude.
These are the worst. Avalanche? Because this is an SUV. So it's just wrong.
It's not an SUV.
Yeah, it's built on the SUV chassis. That's why it doesn't look like a normal pickup truck underneath there. Because it's not, it's this whole bastardized SUV thing with the truck bed off. Yeah. It was a neat idea. Just sucks to work on it. What's up, Lance? What's up, Iowa Mike? Woo, first place.
Cool one.
I don't know idea. Hey guys. Look at him down there, just having fun. Good afternoon, gents. What's up, Baba? So in typical 5-star fashion, we get done working on a very expensive job. That means we're going to transition into one that is not that. So this is a fun one. This is, I guess, what you call a quickie. So this is getting an infotainment. What's that?
There's nothing quick about it.
There's nothing quick about it for sure, because everything has got to go slow. So yeah. Anyways, so this was originally in for 4 speakers. This guy's just getting 2 because whoever had it before pulled the whole bracket out of this, and in order for us to fab something that's way out of the price point of what this is, so he's just going to try to go to a junkyard and try to find some of them. So, which makes way more sense to me. So this is just getting an inexpensive pair of 6.5s in the front door, because the factory ones, holy crap, the factory ones are like, you know, these baffles are neat, but these baffles just accumulate water. But look at that thing, man, like, it's so bad. Anyways, the other one looks worse. So that is, what's up, Sue? So those are coming out. Some new inexpensive ones are going in. It's having a backup camera, because obviously if you're going to do an infotainment upgrade, you might as well add in the backup camera. It's getting a Sony 3200 in the dash. Now I will say this, if anyone has one of these, Chevy GMC, this dash that is cracked and falling apart and all that other crap, for one, get the ABS piece that goes on top. 2, if you're going to do the double DIN upgrade, and this is the model that has the DIN and a half, so you have to buy the whole new dash bezel. This Sony with the inverted L chassis, this is the best fit I've ever had doing one of these. So sold on Sony for one of these upgrades. Like, I'm sure you'd be fine with a short chassis, but Sony still uses the super long radio bezel here, which is fantastic, which just makes it way easier to put a dash bezel like this on that isn't going to sit straight. It's going to be crooked. It's not going to, because nothing here is factory anymore. It's all twisted and old and warped and broken. So the shorter trims are really the problem. The other thing too is obviously we want to cut the minimal amount of this necessary, because there's a brace in here that needs to be trimmed. We don't want to trim it because the dash will literally fall apart. This radio goes in and it sits off of the brace in the back, so it's definitely the Sony 3200 in this, or the 4000 if you want wireless CarPlay. That way cool for sure. So, do you have a shop in Vegas that you trust? I know guys in Vegas. I don't know the name of their shops. I don't know the name. Do you know the name of McGregor's shop?
McGregor's, that's his last name. McGregor's.
Yeah. But is the shop name McGregor's?
Mm-hmm.
Look up McGregor. And then there's, depending on what you're trying to get done, I think, and then there's Andrew's shop out there, which is, I don't know what the name of his shop is either. Fabricated. Fabricator or fabricated? Fabricated. But he's like a one-off, like, if you need fab stuff done. Both of them are great fab guys, but he doesn't do like radios and stuff like that. I don't really know anybody out there. But if you reach out to Mike Rios, we've done his Chrysler 300, he's out in Vegas. He'll be able to help you.
Jason also is in Vegas.
Jason Grade is also out in Vegas.
Yeah.
He's at Luciano's.
God bless you. What?
Yeah, it's like Luso's.
Lusos?
Luciano's. It's car care.
Hawaiian?
Yeah, but anyways, Mike McGregor Auto Styling. There you go. Ah, look at that. RVD.
See?
RDV, sorry.
RDV.
FL.com. Thank you.
.com.
But yeah. But Mike Rios was also, he's got the cool Chrysler we've done, and he's given out his email a bunch of times. Yeah, hit up Mike. Paragon Sales, I think is how you'd find him here on Instagram. What's up? Jeffrey? RVDFL.com, yes. RVD Automotive Technologies, look to grab one of your products for 2015 Highlander. Yeah, hit them up, man. Paul will ship it to you too, but some of those things you can get right from their website. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'd go with a T1 shallow if between those brands and your budget. Oh, okay, so somebody is asking Kicker vs. Rocket 10-inch shallow for a Nissan Titan. I agree with the T1 shallow. Kicker has just not come out with a high-end shallow mount driver yet. Morel has. But yeah, they just haven't. But they have the L7T, which is, I guess, what you're talking, like, that would be your higher end product and shallow. So you have the L7T. And if I would probably pick the L7T over the T1. Fernando would argue that point because he's a bigger fan of the T1. But the L7T is pretty impressive. And now, they don't make it for the Nissan Titan, but if you look at like Fox acoustics, the Fox boxes, all the Fox boxes now come with cutouts to do L7Ts. Plus, if you look at a Fox box, you may be able to fit a conventional subwoofer in there and not have to go with a shallow mount. I don't know. It just depends on the particular box you're looking at. But I would definitely check out Fox Acoustics for the box. When integrating head use with a iData link, does it have to be permanently connected to the OBD2? What happens when you take your car to the dealership for service? So it plugs into the OBD2 on the front side so that if you do take your car in for service, it can be unplugged. and they can do all their service work and stuff like that, and then plug it back in. So basically what you lose is all the connection features. So if you some of the cars, it's usually just like third-party stuff. Not all iData kits use OBD2 though. So a lot of the Fords, they get the CAN bus wires at the radio. Chryslers, they have a hub in the car that you go to. So it's a lot of the foreign cars, Japanese cars, I guess, you have to go to, or Korean cars, those cars, you have to go to the plug. Toyota is a hit or miss. Some Toyotas you do, some Toyotas you don't. If your car is an OBD2, don't worry about it though, because it can be unplugged. They can do what they need to do, and then you just plug it in when you're done. So in that case, it's usually just like you lose your tire pressure sensor or you lose the speedometer, and then it'll go right back. If you have like one of those insurance things, you can go online and get a T-harness, so you can plug in both the iData and your little insurance gimmick thing. Or if you're worried about it, the reason why they make it unpluggable there is so that, yes, if you do take your car in for service, it will remove their product from the port. I don't think it makes a difference, but if you're worried, you could always get a T-harness. L7Ts is a beast, says Jeff, and I would agree with Jeff. Jeff actually has been running two L7T8s.
Don't believe it.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're awesome. Hurt his legs. It's a good song from ZZ Top. Kicker for the win. Good day. Dean, question. Bobo wants to know why volume knobs are not linear. Man, the only thing that makes sense in that one, why volume knobs are not linear, has to do with factory radios. Most aftermarket radios are somewhat linear, but the reason for it is, when you're turning that knob or when you're pressing that button, it's kind of like so think of it, all right, analogy time. There's always got to be an analogy. When you have a powered seat, the seat always moves slow, right? So when you're sitting in there and you're adjusting the seat, and it's not like, and you're not like, whoa, you're not doing any of that. It's very slow. So with factory knobs, they want you to spin it, like if you just I'm going to toilet paper roller this bitch. They don't want a lot of volume coming out of it because they don't want you to accidentally turn it up too fast and blow the speakers. So I feel it's a combination of that, as well as they want to give you fine motor control. Meaning they want you to just turn it and find the right spot, so to speak. And most people get timid towards the end. Oh, that's all the way up. However, they do it with their bass and treble control, so I don't think it's working. But I think that's why. They just want you to have more control over it. Obviously, aftermarket-wise, we want a linear volume knob. One of the worst examples of it is the Ford. Like the Ford between 0 and 20, it's like nothing happens. And then between 20 and 35 to 40, it's just like, woo, ski jump. Just like monster truck this bitch into the sky, which is really annoying. But yeah, I think it's purely psychological. They're just fucking with us. But there's probably a reason somewhere in what I just explained, which makes sense. Dealership unplugged mine and didn't plug it back in. I was pissed. Well, of course they would, because they're dealers and they think they're God.
So we had a customer one day that came.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, my
everything stopped working.
My tire pressure doesn't work. Blah blah blah." So that was the OBD2 that he took him in for a service and they never plugged it back in. So that was the problem.
Yeah. So now he's coming back to us thinking our shit broke.
Yeah.
Now, if that was the other shoe, man, we'd never hear the end of it. G35 update. Nothing to report right now. We're still waiting on adjusters to get things.
What the hell, man?
I know, Fernando's not half. Afternoon, sunshine. Hey, baby. Is it pretty easy to run wires down a seat for monitors?
No.
No, it's very bloody. is very bloody. There's a lot of metal in a seat, as you can imagine, and it can be very much a pain in the ass. I've done thousands of them, so even I still hate doing it. But pointer wise, you got to get these things out first. And now each manufacturer is a little bit different on how this comes out. Sometimes, usually what it comes down to, though, is there's two clips here. So depending on the seat, and you got this, the way that this comes together on the bottom, and how that comes together is it's a channel where you have this and you have this, and it goes like this. And this one is flat and it rolls into this one, and that's what gives it the leather on leather look. So the best way to come at it is from this side here. You have to come at it to split those apart. And it's like a really weird Ziploc bag. So once you get the corner, the whole thing will come apart, which is great. So then what I would typically do is I would reach my hand up in there and I would pinch these if I could, so that I can get these out. If I can't do that, then I take a pair of like channel locks and I push this down and I get them underneath it like this, and so I can have my hand on both sides, and I brace myself up against the ceiling so I don't like hurt anything, and then I just kind of like jerk up, and then these will come out.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
And then to get the headrest out, there's little push pins usually. Some of them, like one side typically has like a squishy thing, the other one have like a push pin. But I would definitely check YouTube videos to see about getting this out. Once you've done that, then running the cable through here is pretty straightforward. Now, some seats have a big plastic piece here that needs to come off. It just varies, but more than likely at some point you will tear, you'll just like, I mean, yeah, a lot of the scratches on my arms are from doing headrest monitors and seats, because they're just, the metal in those things are just like, just razor blades, man, they suck. Man, this car's just falling off. He's just falling apart. Anyways, there you go. And then the other thing too is that once you get the cable down to the bottom, you really need to follow that factory wire that is in there. And you need a light underneath there, because you have to make sure that where you snake the wire, because seats move up and down, they do this, they do this, they do this. So everything has to move the way the factory does. I can't tell you how many times we'll have guys come in here with these just crappy, things, and the wires are just like going out the side. I'm going, man, I don't know how these guys get away with this crap, because like, for one, it looks like crap. Two, it's very unsafe, and three, how does it stay working? Because I guess, I don't know, I'm an overachiever. I want to spend too much time on everything, but yeah, it's just Dean, just help me with justifying getting a high 10. Well, there you go. Everybody needs a high 10. 1057 out of stock at Crutchfield, and not due till July. Jesus, I can see that. Want to buy a 1057? I know we have them. If you want one, give Paul a call. He'll sell you we'll ship it out to you, man. Give Paul a call. He'll send you a 1057. We have them all in stock. What is Fernando doing for music while driving now? Rental car? He's actually in a rental car right now. And it's just, basic. He hates it. Dean, best way to delete one of the rear cab vents behind the rear seat. Oh, so cab vents, if you're a pickup truck driver, there's two vents on either side of the car. Typically what we'll do is we'll pull the cab vent out, we'll take it over here to the router station, we'll grab ourselves a piece of 16th inch plastic, and we will make a blank of it so it's the same size. Then we'll take some sound treatment and we'll stick the plastic onto the sound treatment, make sure it's nice and on there, and we'll cut it out so there's at least 1.5 inch gap all the way around, and you just kind of fold up the ends so that you can line that up properly, and then you stick it on and you make sure the sound treatment is all, and that'll make it waterproof, and also it'll make it nice and rigid, so because if you just use soundproofing, it'll eventually rip, tear, come off, and leak. So always we make a panel to go over that. If you want to be extra, you could put foam on it, but really there's no need to. It won't leak. Dynamat's fine. No leaks. Yes. Hi home, I just installed my first Stinger High 10. Nice unit. There you go. Upgrade to a G37. Sub Christian. He really wants like a 4Runner, not a 4Runner. He wants a RAV4. He wants a RAV4 or possibly a small pickup truck, but it'd have to be a 4-door.
No pickup truck.
Apparently today he's not feeling the pickup truck. The other day he was okay with the Tacoma. Today Tacomas are out, back to the RAV4. Yesterday he was thinking one of those small like Nissan vans was also in the running, but
what about Pacifica? Chrysler Pacifica.
Not a Chrysler Pacifica. I have a question about adding a sub amp and setting gains and crossovers front and rear run off the radio. It's actually one of the easiest things to do in the industry right now is adding a sub amp. I say one of the things because there are still headaches involved in it. At its core, really what you're trying to do is get an amplifier that has high level with DC offset or signal sense built into it. All that means is that you don't have to find a remote turn on, which is great. It just uses some form of it uses the input from the signal to turn it on via what's called DC offset or signal sense. Signal sense is when it senses the AC coming in from the signal and it sees this fluctuation from the AC voltage coming in. DC offset is looking for a 6-volt carrier wave that is traveling in piggyback with the AC signal, the sound. It's just how the amplifier is built. Most products today have some form of that 6-volt, however it's easy enough to test for. With the digital multimeter, set the DC, grab the positive speaker wire with one test lead, negative test lead goes to ground, turn the radio on. If you see 6 volts, it has DC offset. 9 times out of 10, that'll work the best. Signal sense is like in an emergency, because that's the one where you slam the door and the amplifier wakes up because the speaker moved, because it's creating AC current. Anyways, that's great. Now, most amplifiers will have some form of high level to low level built into them. You want which is cool, because if it is, that's what I strongly recommend, because there's no reason to go outside of that. The only reason to go outside of it, because there has to be a need for it, is if most amplifiers, they'll give you high level voltage max, so which is about 10 and 15 volts depending on the manufacturer. We've seen 10, we've seen 8, we've seen 15, we've seen 40 volts of input. Some amps now have that, which is cool. And what you want to do to find out how much voltage is coming out, listen, if you got a factory radio non-amplified, you're not going to have anything over 10 volts. Even most amplified systems are right at about 9.5 volts. But if you'd like to be sure, disconnect the speaker, connect your voltmeter up to it, put it on AC, play a solid tone, pick one, it doesn't matter. Pick any tone you want, 500, 1,000, 250. Just make sure it's, and turn the volume up.
16K.
Don't play 16K. Something towards the lower end would be good, so 80 hertz would probably be okay. Turn the volume up, see how much voltage you have. That's going to give you a good idea. If you want to do multiples, you can, just to see what the EQ curve is. So for example, if you do like 40 hertz and you get like 2 volts, go up to 80 hertz to see what voltage you actually have at that point. So if you have, let's say at 40 volts or 40 hertz, you have 2 volts, and at 80 hertz you have, let's say, 5 volts. That's telling you there's a high pass, there's a high pass crossover in there. So you're going to have not the best bass in the world, in which case hopefully you went with more power, so that power will always correct the situation, in lieu of getting something like a kicker key lock to put in there to fix it, or some form of DSP to fix it. But anyways, once you get that, typically you want to tap one of the front door speakers, drivers or passenger, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to tap both. I don't care what people say. I don't care what your preference is. Tap either the driver or passenger door is all you need to do for a subwoofer.
What happened if you move the balance and fader?
If you move the balance and fader, you're screwed, but nobody even knows where that's at on the radio, so give me a break. And that's the only reason why you'd worry about it, but the problem is the rears are typically playing different frequencies than the front just because of the factory EQ or indoor crossover. So if you want to grab both the fronts, you can, but you don't need to. Anyways, once you've grabbed those 2 wires, you run the power wire to the battery and you hook up your sub amp. I mean, we have plenty of videos on it, but it's now, where do you run into problems? depending on the car may have some form of fake engine noise. Like if it's a Honda Accord, it's gonna have fake engine noise. If it's a Lexus or an Infiniti, it's gonna have fake engine noise. If it's a BMW, probably have fake engine noise. These are all the things you have to check. If it's a Ford F-150 with EcoBoost 3.2 liter engine, it's definitely gonna have it. Some of these things can be shut off by simply unplugging a module. Some of them have to go back to the dealership and have the feature turned off. Some of them you can get into secret menus on the radios to turn them off. But that is really the headache in adding the sub to newer cars. Older cars typically are okay with the exception of Honda because Honda's been doing it forever. That Foca L3 TM sounds incredible. Good in center dash. Pretty impressive for a 3.5. Yeah, I know. Good. Is there a Tundra version sub box you put in the Burgundy Raptor?
What?
I don't remember. Oh, the Burgundy Raptor, he got that box from MTI. So if you want a pretty box, that's the MTI Acoustics out of Texas. You can check on their website. That's what they do, is they build mail order enclosures so that are pretty. So yeah, I would check there to see if they offer get a pilot like Andy and Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi doesn't have a pilot. He has like a rodeo. Maybe he can go for a GTR. Whoa, slow it down. We're car stereo guys, bro.
What?
A GTR.
GTR?
I don't even want to pay for the tires on a GTR.
I can barely.
What about a four-door Colorado? I think it's just the principle of a pickup truck in general.
I'm not a pickup truck.
He's not a pickup truck guy. Honda Element.
Honda Element? No.
Yeah, no. Those are
I like
weird.
the style of the Toyota RAV4 and
right now. Listen, you gotta understand something about this guy right here.
This guy right here.
When he gets something in his head, trying to pick it out, it can take years. It can take years.
It's like this. Look at that. This is the reason why I don't like backup cameras. Look at this. See?
Hold on. They can't see you yet. All right. Because you get dirty?
This is my color, I know.
I totally understand.
Look, dude.
Yeah, oh no, I'm with you. It's terrible. I agree. And one day you may have someone like you that you can have 2 backup cameras.
That's not even fair. No, at that time we're going to have wireless backup cameras.
Wireless backup cameras. Oh, that is the dream. Yeah, Bluetooth batteries. The whole 9 yards. Yeah. No, I get it. For sure. Yeah. Anyways.
Can we hire someone to the backup camera? I have a friend.
Honda or Toyota for the win. I hate my brother's Tacoma. That truck rides like a glorified Ford Model T. I would agree with that. Most of the little pickup trucks are not fun to deal with, so I can totally understand what you're getting at there. I got a 95 Tacoma Christian rides. Quality blows. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bubba. I didn't know you had one. You guys are funny. Sucks to be a Christian. What's up, Fro? What is a Q? What is a Q? Oh, Q3 is an Audi.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I love the Audi.
Really? You want an Audi?
Yeah.
Christian, donate your Audi.
It's expensive.
I mean, just servicing it just sounds like a headache.
Okay.
Ugh. If we leave it up to him, he will end up with another Infinity. No, he won't. He won't. So the nice thing is, what?
I learned my lesson.
Yeah, he learned his lesson. So the nice thing about the rental car thing is he got to rent his dream car, which was a Challenger. Charger or Challenger?
Challenger.
He got to rent a Challenger. So he's been talking about this car forever. And so now that he's driving one on a daily, he's like, this car sucks. And I was like, I'm going to try to tell you that, but you don't want to listen. So, because he's one of those guys that has to stick his finger in the light socket to figure out that you shouldn't do that.
I mean, who doesn't?
Hey, man, I totally understand. I totally understand. But yeah, no. So that's where we're at on the car thing. Have y'all worked on a new Jeep Grand Cherokee 21 up?
Yeah.
The answer from Fernando is yes, and I believe we have. Hey, it's Eduardo.
Eduardo?
Yeah. Techno Express. Dean wants a fur liner. I mean, if it's cold out, for sure. But, you know, because I don't do cold well. Turned out to be a nightmare. Yeah. Honda Pilot is spacious and solid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
But it's a Honda,
No,
which means it's boring
I like the
and
style
lifeless.
of the Toyota.
Yeah, like I said, the Honda is boring and lifeless. It always has been.
You know what I like too? The new Volkswagen,
Oh, not the Atlas, but the other one,
the T1.
Tiguan. It's all the same car. It's just levels of difficulty suck.
No, I think it's just the level of money.
The level of money is always fun too. What do you think about the new Type R2 amps and speakers? I've always been a fan of the R-Type. My biggest complaint on anything is the name sucks. Name is really old, but I mean, I don't know. But I actually have a set of them over here, sitting out of camera that I need to get wired up for our display because we're doing a whole R2 display in the base room. So we have the radio in. I just have to get the amps and the DSP, but I have too much other work to do at the moment to get that done. But it's next on my list. Whenever I get to that, back to that list. Honda Pilot Elite has a factory drop-down screen, the HDMI input, my dream. I mean, if you're just gonna camp out in the back, I suppose that would be cool, right? Oh, hey, you know who just showed up?
Who?
Natasha.
Oh.
Yeah.
The other day I put my shirt.
Oh, you wore your green shirt?
Oh yeah, dude, I love that one.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Well, she brought you the green shirt, so she wanted to make sure you had a green shirt.
Natasha is the best.
Natasha is the best.
I don't care what Casey says.
And then she logged out and logged back in under Morel. Because this show is brought to you by the fine folks of Morel. You can find them here at Morel_America, or if you want to find out a complete list of all their products, including the new Shell Mount Subwoofer that is conveniently sitting in that box right there, which we'll be doing an unboxing video for soon, you can find them at morelhifi.com, which is a really convenient place to go. The nice thing about here at Morel_America is that if you do any cool system with a Morel in it and you tag them, more than likely you'll get reposted on the Morel page, which is really nice because Natasha just constantly does that. And I will say Morel people are really good about doing that.
Oh, yes. But I think she trained them.
She's trained them well because she's all about that.
Because, you know, she shares the pictures.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, she's good at it. They always, yep, she's right there. But anyways, head over to morelhifi.com to find out about the cool products that Morel offers.
And giveaways.
Well, you find the giveaways here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mazda? No Mazdas.
No Mazda.
Mazda is just Mazda. I don't know what it is about Mazda, man, but hey, you know when you look at some things that just don't make sense to you? That's a Mazda.
I'm looking for something like a 2023, 24 that is $1,000.
I think you added a 2 onto there. You should have had it a 1.
Oh, damn it.
2021, 2011. Yeah, something like that. Oh, have you tried on your socks? I have not tried on my socks.
What?
The socks, the Morel socks.
Oh, no, I haven't.
I know. I have.
Sebastian is like, do you have socks? What?
Yeah, I know. I got to figure out where they got put. Dude, I feel like some of my stuff just disappeared when I got home.
I saw a few people on Master's Day with the socks, man.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't find my clean wire t-shirts.
Huh?
I can't find my clean wire t-shirts. I don't know. I was just like, where did all my shit go? And there again, I'm the one that put it away, so I know it's around there somewhere.
You gotta blame yourself.
I am blaming myself. It's called don't put away laundry when you're tired. Like, you know, I wanted to be nice and get the laundry done so that Sue wouldn't have to do it, but it's just kind of... Do you know where the ANC module is located on those Jeeps? No. However, I believe that information is in the
I don't think that
Amp Pro T-harnesses. Yeah, they have it. Because it's
Jeep
just...
delivery?
No, Jeep. Just, it was a... I don't know where the module is, but I think they tell you in the instructions for an Amp Pro or the ANC bypass. I thought they listed that stuff in there. I could be wrong, but I thought that's where it was. I don't know what I'm doing.
Nothing.
I trust me. I feel like I'm doing nothing. Right now there's nothing on the screen, so yeah.
I'm gonna appear in the screen.
You should appear on.
What's up, people? Ford Explorer XT. I like the Ford Explorer. It's too big.
Yeah, it's a big.
Yeah, you know, I'm a small guy. Can't breathe.
Dude, he looks like he looked like he stole his dad's car driving around in this Chrysler van.
So we went to the field, across the street from the Phillies, right here.
Yeah.
And we did a burnout.
Oh, did you do a burnout?
I mean, why would you not? So.
I mean,
Cool.
there's a lot of reasons why you would not, but okay.
Yeah, Sebastian, you're gonna get arrested, and I'm like, it's no police in here, bro. So,
But yes, you could get arrested.
yeah.
With your luck?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it's funny. He said Dean is the same name you've had for 50 plus years. Just saying. It's not totally true, actually, but I said it's not totally true. Dean is my stage name.
That is true. It's the celebrity name.
Yeah. My real name is something else.
Hello, mister.
We gotta find the backup camera wire.
What?
Yeah, it's not a smart module. I think it's just light green at the
I quit.
body control module underneath the panel. So
Don't forget, it's Saturday, right? We're gonna do a live show.
Saturday we're gonna have Brian on to do our take of the MasterTech Expo recap. However, I believe there is one going on today with Mark.
Yes.
From Car Audio Fab is doing his.
Yep.
Because he was there. Which reminds me, I got an awesome picture I have to publish of you and Mark hanging out in the front seat of a car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it the other day. I go, oh shit, I gotta publish this. So, the giant and the midget all in one place.
Oh, dude. Yes, I have another.
Well, because you guys were both sitting in Sage's car.
That's true.
And I was like, oh, I gotta get a picture of this. Because I think I even have a short video. I might have been live at the time. I don't remember. Either way, I got a picture of you and Mark. Friends till the end. You know, it's funny. It's like, oh, did you guys hang out with Mark? Yeah, for about 5 minutes.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, you Mike, Mark and Jr. Yeah, it's funny how he's the tallest one out of all of you.
Well, I'm telling you.
He's like a foot taller than both of you guys.
I'd probably like to.
Hi, guys. Yeah, we did that today's show. Dean should squeeze those integration 8s into his Stang. Casey paints his nails just... Oh, no, he doesn't. Trust me, he doesn't. Love, care, share. All right, I gotta catch up here. What about Dean and Morel pics? Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but...
Oh, I have a picture.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah, of you and Natasha.
Oh, me and Natasha?
Outside.
Oh, that'd be a good pic. There you go.
It's in the camera.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to find it then. Or I gotta just give you the link and or you need to give me your hard drive. Yes, Mark. Well, he's not like Shaq tall, he's just tall. Nandi, no. So somebody hit Fernando's car one morning and screwed up the front end of it. So right now the car is not living its best life. Car Stereo Lab will continue. At some point he's going to have another car. Plus...
Or fix that one.
Or fix that one. Anything's possible. But yeah, so regardless of that, and then also really what we have coming up are a lot of boxes. Like we have a ton of subwoofer enclosures we need to kind of go through. So those will probably be in Haley's car. Because we have the new Diamond Audio boxes. We have the new Morel subs.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have something else too.
We have the DNF subwoofer.
Still have the full Cal subwoofers that we have to put in there. So we got a lot of sub boxes we have to play with. They're weird though, because I don't know. I like doing them, but it's always hard to, like, what are you going to answer with the subwoofer enclosure? Like, we could show build quality. We could show the woofer itself. We could show how it ships, which I think is really the best way to do it. And then we can play it. Not that that'll help anyone, but I think it's just, I think when it comes to unboxings and stuff like that, it's just answering the questions that, you're not going to get while you're online or whether you're in a shop. They're not going to pull the subwoofer out for you.
Yeah.
So.
Mercedes guys here.
Oh, I got to go do that. All right, guys, that is it for now. I got to go do something else. You guys have a great rest of your day. Fernando.
On to the next one, guys.
See ya. I don't know if Instagram is working today.
No?
No. It's like, it's...
I say you're live.
Does it say we're live?
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Well, there we go. Well, good morning. Good day, everyone. So, if you, which I don't think anybody caught the first go at this, but hey, guys, it is Monday. We are back in the Bay. The fun from last week is over, and we are here working on a Mercedes. Yay! GLE 450. That we're putting a couple different things in here. It's going to get some Focal Flax integration speakers. It's going to get some Audio Tech Fisher match mid-bass in the floors. And it was funny, we were actually talking about it on Instagram, just like said, nope, we're not, and shut us down. But let's let me for those of you guys that have never seen one of these Mercedes, and this is pretty much every modern Mercedes right now has this headache of a speaker. So they put 4-inch speakers in the door and tweeter, but this is the woofer / mid-bass. This is a bass model, so this is a 5-channel output. So this is the radio tuner here located underneath the passenger seat. Pain in the ass to get to. They make a plug. There again, it's in the match line. You can get it from Audio Tech Fisher. But this is this, and this is special, so you got to get a plug and play. Luckily now, German speakers, everybody makes plug and plays. This is not a tweeter or anything. This is just a weird grill. But if you pull this off, this is the speaker itself. This is why it only makes sense to just go ahead and buy something that is made, a plug and play version for this. You could go crazy and like 3D print something or possibly fab something up, but this is the enclosure for it right here. It's located in the frame rail. Has a little acoustic dampening here, and that's what makes this guy go. And they're not the same. So like the one on this side does not match the one on the driver's side. This particular vehicle does not even have one on the driver's side. So this is it. This is all it has. It has a crossover on it, somewhere around 80 hertz. And then these 4-inch speakers also have a crossover on them, located somewhere around 80 hertz as well. There is some overlap there, like it's not just like that's where it's at. That plays up a little high, that plays a little low. But yeah, they're both actively crossed over at one another. This might have been closer to 60, 63, 70 range in there. Anyways, low enough for us to use the signal that's feeding this as the mid bass that we're going to put in here for that. And we're putting a sub in the back, which will feed this signal to the sub in the back. As I said, Audio Tech Fisher makes the harness for it, so we have it in here. We have it load resisted down for all the testing we were doing. Plus, it makes it real easy to plug the IRTA2 into it. Probably could have shown that, but we didn't. That was dumb. But we had to get the door panel off, so we wanted to move forward with that. We got a box of goodies in while we were away. We actually got several boxes of goodies in while we were away. But I want to go and take a look at one of them first off. So the first one is from our friends at Museway. Oh, wow. So we got some hats from Museway. Music is the way. That is really cool. And I actually asked for the hats. This is a fender skirt. So these are the things that we put on the side of the vehicles while we're working on them. And then, you got your knife? Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at. And this is a deck of a skateboard. So anytime you sign up as a new dealer or you just have a friend, you can get a deck. So each one of the decks are custom depending on. So let me zoom back. Look at that. Wow, that's cool. It's got like speakers and stuff on it. So that'll look cool hanging on the wall. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so, and then this is pretty cool. So you can never have enough of these. Open that up for me real quick. Thank you. Oh no, that's a banner. Oh my gosh.
It's not a banner.
It feels like a banner. It's a blanket. It's like a giant blanket.
No, it's to cover the dash, dude.
I mean, that's fine, whatever. It's all like microfiber.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was a fender cover.
No, actually, to cover the dash is pretty cool.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I like it.
Yeah. So there you go. We can actually use it in this car. And then we got the hats, which he's already gone off to use that. So I will open the hats. As we all know, I'm a big fan of hats. Ooh. There we go. Oh, matches my shirt today. Look at that. Ooh, matches my shirt. That is so cool. Yeah. I think Instagram is broken right now because I can't see any comments, so I don't know if any of you guys are commenting, but it's like totally no comments happening, which totally sucks. But we had a great time at Master Tech Expo. We're going to be live tonight, so those questions that you, for some reason, Instagram won't show me right now, you guys will be able to ask us tonight live as usual at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock? 6:30.
6:30.
Live at 6:30. So yeah, we'll be doing that. That'll be fun. Kind of can't wait. Get back in the swing of things, as it were. We got at least 3.5 weeks that we're back here in the install bay. So everything will be back to normal. We did record some cool cars. Sage's car. So if you saw some of the pictures of that cool wrap job that they had, we filmed that. So you'll get to see that. We also filmed Herman's BMW. I think it's a 5 Series wagon, SUV. I don't know.
3.
Is it a 3? Either way, it's got Atmos in it. So that was neat. And that was a weird one to film because it's not like you guys can really hear it. But either way, we filmed it. We kind of talked about it a little bit. It was a lot of fun. If nothing else, it'll be cool to kind of get an idea of what it would take to do one of those systems. A lot. Yeah, because he had like 3 DSP amplifiers in there to do that. It was pretty crazy, in an Apple TV. Anyways, we'll get to that one soon enough so you guys can kind of see what that was like. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited. We'll be back answering the questions that we always ask. We did get one other box that Fernando's dying to open because we've only been talking about it for a minute. Look at him, he's tattooing up his arm.
20 years.
Yeah, and it came in today.
Yeah.
Because Natasha's on point. I just wanted to make sure we got to this because I've been wanting to open this skateboard for a while just to check it out. I knew it was coming, but this is really the first moment we've had. Look at that. How cool is that? So if you sign up to Key Dealer Newsway, they send you one of these. How cool. We're not a dealer, but still they send us one of these because that's really cool. I love stuff with people's names on it, as we know. I'm a swag guy. Love the swag. But yeah, it's so weird that like Instagram, just no comments, man. Can you see comments on yours?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why we can't see comments.
Really?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Commenting.
Yeah, no, it's just not showing it. No questions. How weird is that? Well, maybe what do you got?
Mike says hi.
Hi.
Sue says hi.
Hi.
How would you set up a DSR1 as a simple AR unit in the software?
You have to flash it. So if you're using a DSR1 as AR, you have to set it up through the AR software. So you have to go and download to Windows or Mac. It really doesn't matter. Their software, which is WebLink Desktop. So if you go to their page, you can do that, which is the iData page. You can, if you're on a Windows machine, you can do software updates. However, if it's a brand new DSR1, it should be up to date. All right, so let me flip this around here. I'll show what we're talking about. So this is going to be in demo mode. So just to give you an idea, we're going to click this. It'll automatically know it's connected to a DSR1. And so from here, it'll do its thing. And then you say flash by vehicle. You also need to do reflash embedded device. This is the communication between the two units. So I typically do this first, reattach to the radio, and then I flash by vehicle. Now, when you get to, you just follow the steps that it prompts you through. So make, model, year, if you want to do any special programming features. So that's done. When you plug into the unit, it'll automatically know that it's set up for DSR. I mean, that it's set up for AR. But I always like to run through it just in case, which I don't know if I can do it unless it's plugged in. Hang on, let me pull my iPad here. So if you're on your iPad or Android, iPad is definitely easier. If you come to setup and then you go to setup device, you'll get to this page and it'll tell you standalone, blah, it'll go through and it'll tell you all this. And if it's not right, you hit the little gear here and then you can pick, Maestro harness, okay. Then you pick the setup, so front, rear, sub, center. You get the idea. So pick the one you want to do and click OK in the corner. And then this will automatically know if you've programmed these functions into the radio. If you haven't, at this point, you're going to tell it, am I doing sublevel, like an actual click in and doing a knob? But if you've programmed in like sub level into the base controls of the radio, this will all be grayed out. And then it's set up as complete, and it'll go back to, and you hit save here in the corner. And then it'll retell you what it is. But this should already be set up before, you know, like the AR software will set this up. So you typically don't have to do that. I just do it out of habit. But yeah, that's that. And if you're going to go to the CMA show in Canada in 3.5 weeks, we'll be there talking about it there also. Dude, see, it's just like stuck. Doesn't want to do anything. Crazy, right? Yeah. Hey. Well, this would make sense because I was having problems with the other stuff earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, it's Instagram's doing stupid things. But, yeah. Anyways, make sure to join us tonight at 6:30.
Yep.
You can have us there. Not much. This is, you know, tomorrow we'll kind of be further along on this, and we'll break down what it looks like, and some of the stuff that's actually done on it. It's getting a Blackbird. We don't know where we're gonna put the Blackbird yet. We haven't gotten that far. But before we get that far, let me take this off. I'm gonna switch this over to Fernando.
Oh, we're gonna open it?
Yeah, let's open it.
Alright.
Because this show is brought to you by...
This show is brought to you by these people right here.
Fragile?
Fragile. Fragile is a company that delivers Fragile stuff. If you want Fragile stuff, you contact fragile.com.
Oh, jeez. That's so sad. Ooh, look at that.
And then you will get this. Ow.
You got it?
This is a beautiful Ultimo Power Slim Subwoofer.
PS 12 4-ohm-D. So I think it's a dual 4.
I mean, look at that.
I don't know. Wow, look at that. All right, yeah.
Sexy.
All right, let's see what like this.
Specifications.
Yeah,
right there.
let's stop right here because we don't want to go any further because
Okay.
we're gonna film a whole unboxing of it.
Well,
But we have one finally.
and like, yes, you guys guessed, this show is brought to you by MorelHiFi.com, where you can find the specifications of this subwoofer is in MorelHiFi.com. MorelHiFi.com.
Follow him here.
Follow him here on Instagram, Morel_America. Thank you for being sponsored of the 5 Minutes with 5 Star.
And there you go. It's finally here. We're going to learn more about it. I'm going to have a box built. We're going to do an unboxing. We're going to hear it in Haley's car. Casey's working on a cool box for me so that we can optimize the performance of the driver with the amount of power we have. Isn't that exciting? But that's what we got, guys. That's what's happening in the Bay today. It is heavy. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tonight. Bye. You good?
Yeah.
Is that dry? Yeah. Yeah, you really like those dry pastries, man.
Yeah. Are we gonna open anything today?
I mean, we could. Yeah, once you... the printer is sitting on that, so just unplug the printer and set it somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. Good day, everyone. It's a Tesla. What is up? How's everybody doing? So this is a Tesla Y, and we are putting in the factory Alpine system. By factory, I mean it's their restyle system that Alpine is making. It's actually extremely affordable. It's like retail on it's like $3,500, I think, plus install, so about $5,500. Anyways, we're putting this in today for our Alpine rep, who's also the Dynamat rep, and so Fernando has been sound treating the door. We all know the door panels it's just flimsy as crap, so we're making it more rigid. I just got done with the tailgate piece, and there again, as you can see from all the blue, which makes it real easy to see. It's not for these. These little 4-inch speakers are not going to be moving this panel in any way, shape, or form. But it's for the road noise, because this car is just, and we're filming it. It's so flimsy. Like, I got to put some on here because, like, I mean, I feel like if you sneeze, this would, yeah. So it's so cheap. Anyways, so I'm gonna put a couple sheets in here across this area in here, and get that all squared away. What's the retail on one of those? More than you can afford. No, it's like $3,500. Like, and it's a ton of stuff. So it is 3 speakers plus tweeter for across the dash. It is 2 speakers for the rear doors. It's 2 speakers for the lid. It's 4 speakers for the front door, so 2 6.5, 2 tweeters, plus the DSP amplifier, plus the pre-made subwoofer, plus the harness. Like, it's actually really good.
For the prices,
For the price, it's a sexy deal.
Yeah.
But in there again, it only depends on how it sounds. So whatever that is, we'll listen to it later on tomorrow probably, and we'll report on that, because that's where the rubber meets the road, bro. Okay. Yeah, so it's actually not bad. But, you know, that installation on it, that's going to get you, because it's a lot of stuff to put in. Plus, we're adding sound treatment, which is really dragging the heels on it. And speaking of sound treatment, we got a box the other day.
Yeah, because we're not dealers of that. But
we're not dealers of this.
We're not dealers of this. But
no, but there's
our good friend.
And it's just a box at this point, because this box is filled with all kinds of stuff. So there's a good friend of ours, Jeremy Katz, that runs JK Tape.
Yes.
And we've been looking into JK Tape because
he sent us paper.
Because it is a really nice tape. We go through tons of tape.
Yes.
And we've had the pleasure of spending a couple hours talking about tape.
Is sexy.
And if there's one person on the planet that knows more about tape, it is Jeremy's JK Tape. Yes. Like, when we were, like, well, I know, because I'm just trying to pick the right words to say this. Sorry, because
the network is cutting.
The network was cutting out. It's definitely no sleep this week. The easiest thing was saying, I was going to say, is nothing like getting schooled on tape. Okay? Mm-hmm. The amount of knowledge that he has on tape, no person should have that much information on tape. So we've had the pleasure of having 3 big conversations.
He is really into the product, behind the product.
The science behind the project.
It's not working.
Oh, and you're one of his new guinea pigs.
That's what I'm saying. You know, if something is not right, he's gonna be like, no, it has to be 100% correct.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And anyway. he's saying that because he's one of the new beta testers for tape, because we do so much tape. So, this is the stuff you like.
That's who do.
So this is fuzzy quarter, which I'm not a fan of anybody's version of fuzzy tape.
I love it.
Yeah, well, here. And then what do we got here? So this so this is the stuff I like. So this is exterior cut with scissors.
Yes.
So that's mine.
Yeah.
Are they the same? Why? No, they're different. That's bigger. Electrical tape. I think that's 3M.
No. It's exterior tape.
Dude, this is rubber, isn't it? I think. Well, what the hell is the difference? Anyways, we got to figure out what the difference.
Figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Don't open it now.
Exterior harness.
Exterior, interior. Oh, it's exterior, interior. Has to do with the glue.
Yes.
This is the fuzzy stuff.
This is the fuzzy one.
Yep.
Same as the
other
one.
stuff, fuzzy.
But look at this one.
Oh, we have the exterior body wrap.
Yes.
So this is exterior body wrap. This looks like the 12-inch or 10-inch piece. Ooh, easy there, Baymax. All right, so we got that.
We have this.
And there's exterior and interior, and this is interior body wrap. Yes. So, and the difference is this won't pull off your paint. This could pull off your paint. Dude. Because this is made to... Oh, so this is this is the tiny...
Yes.
Yeah. This is 1/4-inch exterior.
This is so sexy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this stuff is made to stick on like your shiny parts in your car that you've put way too much Armor All on. This will still go over it.
You're gonna like this.
Oh damn! So this is double-sided foam tape.
Yeah.
This is the body molding tape. This is awesome. So this is good for badges and stuff like that. And then this looks like 5/8 maybe. This is super red.
Yes.
So this is acrylic tape. You don't have to peel it off.
No.
So this is acrylic tape. So the neat stuff. This is the stuff we use when we're building like amp racks and stuff. So later on today, I'll be sticking that onto here to make these pieces. And what's cool about that super red, like everyone should. This is our favorite stuff. Super red. We have it. You can see it over there. But what's neat about this stuff is it hardened. The glue will harden. So it works. It's like if you put it on something like when you're routing an ABS.
Yeah.
This is great to use for that because it's super sticky. But you have to peel it off the ABS within the hour because the longer it stays on, the stickier. There we go. Stickier it becomes. So and if you put that on acrylic, you're not getting off. The acrylic will just break.
Yeah.
It's almost as strong, if not stronger, than the glue. So I know you would. Is that it?
So, yeah.
And then there's some sound shield.
And we have a
roll of sound shield.
Oh, sound shield. Yeah. Full roll.
So this is the foam butyl metal.
Yes. Normally
butyl metal
for that type of
for this we'd put foam on here.
We definitely use this.
But he gave us that.
This type of roll because it has the foam. It's better.
So this to answer your question, is that the new Alpine DSP with auto EQ? No, this is not. This is a 12-channel DSP amplifier that is, so it's 6x100, 4x50, 2x200, and 1x400. And this is not this only comes in these kits and future kits.
Yes.
It is for EVs. So I don't know how it's drawing this amount of power with the amperage consumption that it has, but it is made to go into electric vehicles. It is not. Yeah, you could probably put it in a normal vehicle, but they're not selling this in anything other than these systems. So it is not the auto EQ setting. It has a conventional DSP in it with software and all that other stuff. Yeah. You guys know you guys going away from Tesla tape, JK, LO. So there's a backstory to that.
Yes.
It's not my story to tell.
No.
But
that would be Jeremy's.
That would be Jeremy's if he wanted to tell it. Anyways, I have an idea for tape. Okay. Dodge Challenger, easy to install speakers or not really. It's a 2022.
What's that, Eduardo?
It's Dodge. It's screws, it's panel clips, it's take your time, it'll come right off. They're solid doors. You're not going to break anything, especially on a 2022. You'll be okay.
You're conventional.
We use the same tape brand, JK. Ooh,
yeah, Eduardo.
What's up, Angel?
Angel?
What's a really good DSP for sub, mids, highs, and lows that y'all would recommend? Dude, that's like every DSP. I mean,
good DSP.
I mean, okay, so are we looking for the cheapest DSP that'll do all that? Well, how many channels do you need? Are we looking for the most expensive DSP that'll do all that? There again, how many channels do you need? I'll give you an answer just because you want one. If you need a 6 to 8, which means 6 in, 8 out, maximum 6 in with 8 out. ARC has the PSM Pro, which is pretty reasonable. If you need a 4 to 6, you have a Helix DSP Mini. You have 4 to 8, which is the Rockford DSR1. You have audio control, which makes a 6 to 8, the DM608. They have a DM810. Super easy to use software. When you look at like amplifiers with DSPs built in, there again, you have a Blackbird from ARC. You have Audison makes their whole Forza line. You have Moscone over here that makes the 1 series and the Pro series, and then they have the they have the standalone DSP. You have the aerospace, which is it 8 to 12 or 10 to 12? Or is it 12 to 12? 8 to 12, right? Aerospace is it 12 to 12 or 8 to 12? It might be 8 to 12, which gives you the Moscone software. They have the Pico line of amplifiers that also have that built in. So there's a ton of them. Live from Disneyland, what's happening? I have a much smaller roll of that red stuff. Love it. Yeah, right? Yes. We have it in various sizes too. It's expensive, but it's totally worth it. Looks like a nice... it does. I'm anxious to open this thing up. And we're not to that point yet in the video, so I haven't opened it to just... But yeah, I've seen it in person. It kind of looks weird. Like it just looks like a... Boom! Landmine. Yeah. Jennifer says hi. What's up? I have rear firing 15 in a Dodge Magnum. What is the best way to sound treat the rear door? I mean, a lot of stuff. So the problem with that car is, like, I've put a lot of sound treatment. You're not the first person to do that, believe it or not. 215s, 218s, all that fun stuff. And I've put a box of sound treatment on the back of that door, so much so that when it lifted up, it automatically started to come down, and it still rattled. So a lot of it is like the bumper rattles, and unless you're going to take the bumper off and Bondo or body mold glue it to the car, like, you're going to have rattles. Should have been more specific. At least 5-channel budget, $650-ish. So the first couple ones I said there, PSM Pro, probably that would be a good one to go with. That's in your budget for sure. And it'll give you room to grow. I did the speakers on my Dodge door in front are pretty easy. Sound good stereo, sells good quality adapters. Yeah, Sage and the boys do.
That's good.
Can you wrap Nando in the green interior JK tape? Elias would like that. I kind of need him still, so maybe tonight before we leave. I don't know.
They're gonna ship it wet.
Hey Dean, quick question. Does certain type of solder degrade sound quality? Ooh, man.
Wow.
Dang. Here's the thing. You just need good solder, right? It's funny because our good friend Chris Vera contacted me one night, and he's like, bro, I don't know what the hell it is. I got this crappy-ass solder that it's not working. And I'm like, okay. So he had solder that had way too much flux inside of it, and it was it was plumbing solder. And so it just wasn't working. I have known nerds in my time that will tell you that wire, like I changed out all the wire and it sounded better. It sounded warmer, and I used silver solder and I did this and I'm like, I don't know. I that's easy to say. I don't know. Like, you need good solder that adheres to the wire and actually makes the connection you're trying to make. Outside of that, if you most of the time when people say they just didn't solder right, like Hi-Fi was complaining to me one time, he was like, dude, this thing was cutting out, this, that, and the other. Turned out my solder connection sucked. Well, it's not the solder's fault.
Yeah, no, is it?
You didn't know how to. Yeah, you didn't know how to solder.
Right.
There's plenty of good connections out there that if you don't want to solder, don't solder.
Right.
Like, if you're a hot rod guy, you can't solder at all, bro. That is that is forbidden. Like, you show up with some soldered wires, they're gonna be over there like, kill that guy. Like, there's no soldering of wires in a hot rod. I don't know, because whatever. They have reasons for it. And they've explained.
They have reasons for it. Yes.
Hi.
I want to see some bill.
Yeah, don't solder CCA. It's aluminum. Yeah, hey, Haley. Totally. I want to see some builds. Build a Temu.
Christian, what's up?
See, remember I told you that you can get the Temu amplifiers?
Yeah. I should put that one in.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I don't have a car!
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, so JK,
check them out.
We'll have a whole video
tapes.
on this stuff of what they offer. We're pretty excited. to use the stuff and see what it's all about.
For sure.
We've ordered it before. Actually, there's already some on the shelf over there. If you're a Metra guy, you can get it directly from Metra, because Metra sells Tessa and JK. Strange.
JK.
Anyways, or you can order it directly from their website. They have a full catalog of products.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely. Exterior.
But these actually...
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Before you do that, it's so much easier when I do this.
But this show is brought to you by MorelHiFi.com.
Wait. Those guys right there? That box?
That you see there?
That one?
The new Ultimo shallow mount subwoofer from Morel. People ask, like, how much power is this? How can I cross over this? Go to the website. Go to MorelHiFi.com. You can find the specifications of that subwoofer and all the products that Morel Hi-Fi sells. MorelHiFi.com. Here on Instagram, Morel_America. So you can see a picture of a cool shallow mount subwoofer.
I should have asked Sean this morning when he was on the show.
Sean
Sean
Connery?
No.
No, who?
Well, when he was going to be back in town so he could build us the box.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll have to text him. Big Red. And
he's in Michigan right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, yeah. Because we need the box in order to do the video.
Just build it, bro. You build one.
I don't have any woodworking tools. No, we're good. Would this be a good time for me to call Fernando? I mean, sure.
Who?
No to China. I mean, Temu. It's funny because, like, Temu always, as everyone else, it pops up in their feed relentlessly. Fernando, of course, had never really heard of it. I was like, you did watch the Super Bowl, right? Because they spent so much money on Super Bowl ads.
They did?
I gotta like, dude, when the light gets behind your hair.
It's shiny?
No, it just...
Oh, it's no more?
No, it's like when it just does...
Stop it, dude.
See how it's like this X-ray action going through your hair. Looks like a pineapple. Yeah, like, all right, put your head back. See how it looks like a pineapple. Okay. I mean, it's not real. It's just the light reflecting through there. Yes, yeah.
My Valentina sauce.
Yeah. Awesome, easy remove rental car sound system.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh, you guys. On an AB class amp is the on ABA clamps is the dampening factor number higher mean better. So dampening factor is one of those things that it is part of a bigger puzzle, and it doesn't matter. Let me finish the sentence before you take it out of context. One number does not make the quality of the amplifier. It's when you take all the numbers together that make the decision on whether that amplifier sucks or not. So if you're picking out, let's say you pick out one amplifier and it has this amazingly high dampening factor, and you take another amplifier and it has not that number, to say that's what makes this amplifier better than the other is not a true statement, because it's a combination of all the things that make up the amplifier, the dampening factor being one of them, that makes the amplifier sound the way it does and perform the way it's supposed to. So when the electrical engineers design these things, these are the things that they're looking at. So it's not a matter of, I need to make this high. No, don't get me wrong. There are some manufacturers out there, and we've heard wonderful stories about them, that it's like, no, this number needs to look awesome because that's all anybody looks at. Burr Brown makes these wonderful DACs that used to be a great selling point. And because of that, they were like, we need Burr Brown DACs in this. And they're like, yeah, but this won't sound as good. It doesn't matter. That's what we need. So they actually made their product sound worse just so they could say they had these things. So when that question comes up, it's like, okay, well, let's talk to the engineer and find out why he used or designed the amplifier with the number that he did. Because there's usually a reason for it, that when all the other things line up, it makes sense. But just to pull the one thing out, it doesn't really matter as much.
It matters what's in the box, bro.
It does. Yeah. Hey guys, any new toys in the install bay? Actually, yeah, we do have a new thing that we have for the laser that we haven't had a chance to talk about yet. That's really cool. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about that in a couple weeks. once we've played with it some more. But it's really neat. It's going to be game changing.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think so, Christian. But you can think whatever you like. It's okay. Sorry. All right, guys, listen. That's all we got for today. We got to get back to work. You guys have a wonderful day. It's Friday.
What does that mean?
I don't know. For some people, that's amazing to do. So go.
But tomorrow, we're going to have a live show.
Have you used the 3D printer yet? Yes, actually, we have. Thank you for asking. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Good day, everyone. It is Saturday. What's up, Danny? Danny, it was great seeing you this last week, man. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you, buddy. I wondered where that went. You okay, man?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So we figured up sunny Chicago. We finished up the Tesla.
Oh, we're not going to do it on because we're going to put the boxes.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to show the amp, so I was kind of hoping to. Yeah. It's all right, man. So this has the new Alpine 12-channel system that they put together. This is a full, complete system that Alpine makes. We just got done shooting a video on it, so it's going to be cool. We'll get that out the next couple weeks so you guys can see everything. But I just wanted to show you what the amplifier looks like. One of the prerequisites doing this installation was that we couldn't modify or change any of the Alpine stuff. So like that amplifier and how it's installed is how they wanted it installed, not how we would have done it. Fernando wants me to say that because he was not happy doing it that way, and neither was I. But this is our rep's car, and he's like, no, please, just do everything the way Alpine wants it. And we're like, you bet. We would never do that. So if you ask, we're not going to get it. Yes, Christian. Anyways, so this is done. It sounds really good. Our buddy Dan, we have these are going to be plug and play packages. So like this is a Model Y, you'll be able to buy a Model Y package. The DSP will be all set. You just have to hit the Model Y button and it will automatically be all set for a Y. Right now this is running Dan's tune from Texas, who's their guy out there. So his tune is the one because there again they didn't want us to tune it. They want them. So, has Dan's tune. So, yep, Eric, we got it. Dan's tune was fabulous. Took care of all the things we were running into. So it's kind of cool. It's very, So, John will be super happy. We talked to him on the phone, so he's going to come pick it up, and we won't have to look at it for a while. Pretty excited about that. Hey, Dean, where is Fernando? That was a great question. He's right here. You can load up the back of the car now if you wish.
Okay.
If you wish. I won't rush it. But there's Fernando, and there's little Fernando. What is that? Is that milking the tall cow? What the heck? Okay. There are a lot of major differences between this and an electric car. One, you have amperage draw. It has to be a minimal amount. Two, just working on the car, you have to, this is one of those things where disconnecting the power system in this is highly recommended. So it was very weird working on an all-electric situation where, like, even the back seats, you have to pre-think what you're doing because you don't want to have to put everything back together, plug it all back in, and, he changed his name to Mike.
To what?
His name on Instagram was Mike.
Oh, it's not Paragon Sales.
Well, it is Paragon Sales, but his private account is Mike.
I like
That's nice.
I like
So we'll just tell people to look up Mike. Mike_.
My God.
under a bunch of underscores. Oh, that's too fun. Yeah, what's up, fellas? Yeah, no, he's only like 7, man. So you know but yeah, they are almost the same size. But no, it's cool. We filmed a really nice video on it, which I know you guys are gonna love. Went through a lot of talking points on the car, so that's cool. We have a couple ideas for the next one as far as what we want to do, so we're pretty excited about that. Next is to get our hands on another one of these and put the Moscone Gladen system in it, or the Focal system. So 5-star famous. I don't think they've seen that sticker yet, Mike. But yeah, definitely. He can run wire in tight spaces. His dad can do that too, so it's okay. But yeah, so today's Saturday. We're going to be doing the live at 5, so that'll be pretty nice. We're going to have a special guest, Brian Schmidt from Oval Solutions. Master Tech Expo is going to be on for a small period of time, so he's going to come on about 5:10. We'll have him on for about 15 minutes. Fernando's put together a nice little slideshow. We're going to kind of recap the Clean Wire Challenge and any other events that happened. And so we'll have plenty of time to answer all your questions tonight, so don't worry about that. How would you put a system in a hybrid car? Now, so there's something, okay, so that's a question that gets thrown, or that's a statement that gets thrown around a lot. So like a hybrid car and an EV, there is a difference. So like a hybrid has like a Prius. So there's a battery, there's a charging system, there's gas that can go into it for the generator. So that's a Prius. This is an EV, which is a full electric, which means I got to go somewhere and plug it into a wall to charge the thing. I'm not a fan of these. Like, my life, I could do it, but I don't want to. I'm more of a hybrid guy, I think. And the hybrids are I like the hybrids. I
saw a RAV4 hybrid.
Yeah, no, they have. Yeah, Toyota has.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they have a Highlander. No, I'm saying they have a Highlander, Toyota Highlander.
Yeah.
They have the Camry.
I think I set my mind to the RAV4.
Of course you did. Of course you did. But
anyways,
yeah. But no, you can add systems to all of them. The thing to keep in mind with all of the electric supplemental vehicles is batteries versus current draw. So this system is built around current draw, not battery. The systems that you see, like are Matt Schaefer up at Musica, or Sound Effects in Maryland makes, those are built around battery, so external battery integration into the factory charging system, but they have external batteries, and that's how he can get the bigger amplifiers in them. These systems are more designed to keep it simple, stupid. So, sorry if I missed what you're doing to the test. We're putting the new Alpine plug-and-play system in it, Mike. So this was, we're doing it for our rep, who's also our Focal Orca rep. So we'll see how long this stays in here. Actually, I think he has 2 Teslas, so hopefully we'll get to do the next one with the Orca system in it, so Focal Moscone, because they have the Pico system, and yeah, that'll be cool. Actually, might have Haley do it. Forever. Eric goes, it'll be in there forever. Yeah, it probably will. Knowing John, it'll probably be in here until he just gets tired of it and sells the car. Because that's what he does. He goes, if I don't like it, I'm just going to sell the car. I'm like, we can take it out. But no, actually, it's not. For the value that this system has in it, it's very nice. I love these speakers. As far as like just the fit, feel, and look of them, if Alpine changed all their speakers to the way these speakers look, oh my god. Like, I'd be putting Alpines in everything just because they look so sexy. But Yeah, so Haley's, so in next month is the Mobile Solutions Orca training that is coming up. So might get your dealers in. If you're a Focal, Moscone, Gladen dealer, make sure you get your buy-in in so you can go to the training. But Haley's coming to the training because Nalika would like to train Haley to do some of the stuff he has, future projects. So we're going to bring Haley and let her do the Mobile Solutions project. So she's nervous as shit, but I'm really looking forward to it. Is that kit essentially plug and play? It is plug and play. There's no essential about it. The only caveat is it doesn't have a mounting bracket for the amplifier, but other than that, you buy for the 3, the Y, the X, the Z. I don't know all the Tesla cars, but this was a Y kit that we bought. And the harness is for the Y. So yeah, it's a plug and play. The harnesses are made to just, but it's a Tesla, so it adds a whole level of like to it, which is fun. But we went slow through it because we wanted to have some fun and just enjoy it. Model 3 and Model Y are available. Thank you. There you go. So. And the nice thing is, like I said, it's got a tune already, so when you're done with it, you load the tune up and you walk away, and you have an amazing sounding little vehicle. Retail price on the full kit is like $3,000. So yeah, you know, Alpine's
I like
kits
brackets. It comes with foam. It comes a full package.
Yeah. Every speaker that came out went back into the box because it was perfect fit speakers.
Same thing.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, it was a fun install, I'm not gonna lie. We had a good time doing it. That's why we filmed it. So, you know, hey Fro. Yeah, true that, right? I agree, Mike. Have her doing the install. Yes, yeah. So yeah, he wants her to do a Tesla install to show that females who primarily drive Teslas should be putting these systems in their Teslas. That'd be neat. So
yeah,
but yeah. One thing to note: this is the 15-volt system, 15.5 volt system, and the Alpine amp works perfectly with the 12 or the 15.5 volt system. So it's pretty cool. You can if you're interested in the system and don't want to wait for our video, you can download the owner's manual online on the Alpine webpage. And then, of course, you can be archaic like me and print it off so that you have it on your desk. And then, of course, then you realize that it's easier just to have it on your laptop. So you have 2 copies of it. It's so exciting. But yeah, that's it. But tonight at 5 we'll be on. We're going to have a special guest for I have to tell you guys this because you guys get, like, you love the guest or you hate the guest. You want us to answer your questions, and we want to answer your questions, but we also want some time with the guest. So we're going to have a guest, and then we're going to answer questions.
Well, not just that, because, you know, we didn't win live on Master Tech. We didn't show you nothing like that, but we're going to tell you in this 15 minutes how it was, who was there. A lot of people have fun, so yeah.
Mike was there.
Who?
Mike was there.
Yes, sir.
I know, right? Yeah.
So yeah, 15 minutes. Hold your questions or put it in the queue, and then just still gonna answer some questions.
Yeah. You know what I like about Mike is he can understand how busy we are.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, he knows. Like, you know, like, hey.
Yeah. So.
I think he asked me one time, like, hey, do you need anything or something like that?
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
He saved me at SEMA because I needed a break.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you need a demo.
Yeah.
And he came and sat in the truck, and, like, you know, I went through the demo with him. But it was like, good. You know, we listened to some music. It was fun. But yeah. Guests are cool. I agree. Rocker 508 Jeep kit, Alpine kit, Moscone Tesla kit. Any others? So Alpine also has an F-150 kit. Kicker has their prefab boxes. You know, everyone is going to be doing this, guys. I mean, Hell, the funniest thing is we did a Tacoma the other day, and we put Scar's pre-made Tacoma box in.
Yeah.
Other than he went with the Scar woofer, which I was like, and it really wasn't that good. But the box was badass, man. It fit perfect. And even with that woofer,
perfect.
It did fit perfect.
We have to put spacers on the front.
But if you look at the thing, they actually show it cut.
Oh, they have to cut it.
I think they want you to cut it because normally we would have cut it. But
I think putting spacers is the best way.
Spacers prevent it from needing to be cut. Yeah. So yeah.
I will send you.
Send you your consultation fee. Yeah. But no, I mean the thing is these things are getting better and better.
I think, to be honest with you, I don't know why manufacturers are not doing it.
Well, how many years did it take us to get to the point? I mean, we've literally asked every manufacturer.
That's what I'm saying. Like Alpine, Kicker, all these manufacturers, they
No, it doesn't. It won't hit. It won't hit. It'll be fine. Trust me.
I don't know why these manufacturers don't do it. I guess it's just they're probably gonna be more expensive. I get it. But
okay, Focal has a kit. Audison has a kit. I think Helix now has a kit too. Of this.
Yeah, everybody has a kit.
Yeah, everybody has a kit.
Yeah. You know who has a kit?
No. I don't know anything. But either way.
Yeah.
Fernando.
Yes, sir. Listen. Forget about this car. Forget about this electric car. What you need to go is to Morel Hi-Fi.
Get a G35.
Oh, dude. I have to take all my stuff
Looks
out.
great from that side. Hold on. So it looks beautiful from this side, but if you come around...
Why do you have to show?
I know. It's so sad. It's so sad. Anyways. Give us your Morel ad. I know. It's
dude. Anyways, please, go found me so I can buy another car.
Go to my GoFundMe page.
GoFundMe page. I'm poor, man. I'm a car stereo installer. I don't have money. But what you need to go is actually to morelhifi.com. This is where you can find all the cool product about Morel. The story about Morel. The story about Morel is really cool.
It is really cool.
They found, and
it's not fixable, Danny.
It is awesome. So please go to morelhifi.com. Go there. You want to see some pictures, cool pictures from you guys. Sometimes you guys are putting the pictures in, and Morel shares them. So
Iowa Mike.
Morel_America. That's the place that you can post and share it in there. Well, I mean, you share it.
I get what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
I didn't even know.
So Fro says traded in a Hellcat. So the cool thing about that Fro is that he's driving a rental right now. It's not the Hellcat, but it is a Challenger.
It's a regular
and his love for it is over.
I think it's just, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Yeah, he has no more love for that.
I like the car, believe me. I like the car.
He wants a RAV4.
In the stop sign, yesterday there was a Charger. And he started
Hang on a second.
Sorry,
guys.
The gas, and I'm like, dude, man, I'm not doing anything,
Yeah. But they did total it because the value of the car is and the repairs are very far away. Duct tape fixes everything.
No, but I put some zip ties to hold the bumper.
The zip ties are holding the bumper. What's up, Haley? It still looks usable, and if you installed stereo, it works. Do you? I can't. So the problem is the way they hit it. It is not driving straight at all, and the part that's bent
drives like this.
Is too it's just too expensive to fix. Like just the body parts alone, without fixing the frame, was not even didn't even make sense.
No.
Keep in mind, it's like
amplifier that I have in there is more than the car.
Yeah, I was gonna say, keep in mind, it's like a 20-year-old car, man. Yeah. They don't have that kind of love in it. Oh, of course.
Dude, if they can fix it, I will keep it.
Dean, can you check out the Glow Forge Aura
Nice
when you
one.
have a chance?
Yeah. To have it in the house?
Yeah. No, it's okay. You know, it's an arts and crafts thing, so it's like the Cricut of lasers. You know, it'll still cut it'll cut 1/8 inch. I don't think it'll do quarter. I don't think it'll do quarter. Well, you sure? I don't think it does. I mean, if it does quarter, you're packing a lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna take a long time to cut quarter. Bent A-frame is game over. Yes. Yeah. So
I'm sad.
it is sad. It is very sad.
But anyways,
That's where we're at.
we done. I was about to say I'm out of here, but no.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got a 5 o'clock show to do in an hour.
Yes. I want to start pulling my stuff out.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much. This has been another week.
Yes.
Ben is bent. Broke is broke, and that's the one thing you got to remember, that if something's broken, you can't break it anymore because it's already broken.
Oh, watch me.
Okay. What I'm saying is, if you're complaining because something broke more, it was already broke, man. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tonight with our special guest on. Here's your arm sleeve.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Your arm sleeve. We'll see you guys tonight. Bye.